guys, I was talking about this concept called what we cannot automate, right? And if you also remembered, I did mention about the automation guidelines, right? Okay. As I said, right, we'll discuss about all those things a little later. Right now, let's focus on. Okay. So we have seen a lot of features of Playwright, right? This morning. We'll also see in real time how it is going to, right? So only couple of things I have mentioned it, but they do have a lot of features. Like example, I'll show you mostly now with a live example. I think that will help you a lot. Okay, I think yes, we were also talking about the language based. We'll also discuss that part as well later, and then we'll also talk about the Java versus TypeScript, right? Just for our understanding. Because one message I gave you this morning to all of you that language should not be your concern point. Language is just your medium. Okay. And that is how you should be focusing on. Fine. Okay. So just to give you the one more insight in terms of the very first things, when you look at guys, if I have to set up Selenium with Java, can someone give me based on your experience guys, what are the things I need to basically keep things ready to set up the Selenium with Java, or what are the things I basically require to set up Selenium with Java? Anyone? The first things, if you are looking for, this is where the language binding come in picture. So if I am going to with Java, first is I require JDK. Second is I required any IDE. When I say IDE is basically where I'm going to execute my Selenium and Java code, right? Or basically I should say the Java code. So Eclipse. Third is I required Selenium WebDriver. Fourth is I required Maven. Anyone knows why do we require Maven, guys? What is the significance of Maven in Selenium? People who knows about that?
Downloading the dependencies.
Yes. Basically the Maven is your build management. It provides you the concept called pom.xml. Right? Okay. So Selenium WebDriver, Maven, then we require TestNG, right guys? Why TestNG or JUnit? Why do we go for this? Any idea?
To run parallel tests.
Parallel execution.
Yeah, not only execution. This guy provides you the two things, annotation and
Assertion.
These are the two major features. And in this annotation itself, we have a different types of annotation like for parallel execution, for data provider, for many other things, right? But major goal is people who uses TestNG and JUnit, the major focus area is your annotation and assertion. Okay? And then we required something called WebDriver Manager. Anyone remember that why do we go for this? What is WebDriver Manager reference is, or what is the purpose of the WebDriver Manager?
So basically it connects from our IDE to our UI.
Yeah, basically we should say something like this. Your language binding. So take example, whenever you are working with Selenium, Selenium cannot interact with the browser directly. See, whenever you are doing any browser-based application testing, right? Remember, any browser-based application means you have to interact with browser. To interact with browser, no tool in this world or no automation library is available who can interact with browser directly. There is only one way that is called you require a reference or you require a middle layer which can help you to connect with your or who can help you to communicate between the Selenium versus browser. And that is what we call as a WebDriver Manager. So WebDriver Manager is nothing but a call. your browser driver. Each browser driver you require refer, right? That helps you to connect with your browser. Okay. So web driver manager is nothing but a called middleman services which provide you the service to provide the browser driver reference. Got it, guys? Clear? Okay. Similar way, if I have to get a report, proper report and all, Selenium does not have a inbuilt capability, and that is what you will see people are using a something called extend report, right? Similar way, we have one more library by name called Apache POI. Anyone knows why do we use Apache POI?
For user state of skill.
Basically to read data from any MS Office file, like Excel, Word, or anything you want to do it, you have to add this Apache POI library, and like that you have to keep adding a lot of libraries. See, another thing, Selenium is only for web application. But someone asks you, can I do API testing? Can I do the web services? Answer is no. Selenium does not have inbuilt capability. But you can do it how? By adding another library by name called REST. It's a Java based library. Okay, so message is very clear. If you are going to use Selenium, you have to almost do lot of investment to set up the Selenium. Okay, and this is where Playwright has done the remarkable job. Playwright says, I don't want my people to do a lot of things. That's what in Playwright everything is inbuilt. So if I am going to use Playwright with TypeScript, only I need three things. Because I am going to use JavaScript or TypeScript anyone, I need to install the Node.js, because Node.js is for your JavaScript or TypeScript. Second, I required any IDE where I can run the JavaScript or TypeScript program. Which is the famous IDE, guys, for that purpose? Any guess?
Visual Studio Code.
Visual Studio.
Right, VS Code. It's quite famous for that. See, like how people, anyone who see the Java using it, they generally use Eclipse or IntelliJ. Same way, if anyone who is using a Visual Studio Code, they'll be generally using this IDE for Node.js is using the VS Code. Okay. And third, only one thing we needed, guys, that is called to set up the Playwright is called your Playwright. That's all. Playwright comes with a proper bundled, everything is inbuilt. You don't have to do any extra hardware. Like lot of library, lot of things and all. And Playwright also comes with a ready-made file and folder structure. So I don't have to again use the Maven like Selenium to create a file and folder structure. These guys provide everything inbuilt. So only three things you require if you want to use Playwright. Plus, Playwright today, in today's market, it is considered as a like end-to-end automation library. When I say automation library, what does it mean, the end-to-end? So if you look at for any application in this world, there are various types of testing that you are performing, but there is something called, we always talk about the level of testing or the types of testing which is mandatory for any application, irrespective of whether it is banking, whether it is a finance, whether it is SAP, whether it is automotive, IoT, whatever it is, doesn't matter. The four kind of testing is always people will be performing is, and the journey starts with the unit testing, then integration, third is system, and fourth is UAT. And best part about Playwright is it's a single umbrella or single solution for all your problems. Okay. So today Playwright is used by developer also for unit testing. You don't need to go and use because they have an inbuilt library which can help you to perform your unit testing. It has also the inbuilt API concept for the web services. You don't have to again install any third-party library or any extra things. Third, system testing, okay? Nothing but your UI automation. That is again inbuilt capability. You do not require to do any extra things. It has an inbuilt capability. Plus UAT, basically like all your user acceptance testing in terms of unit, in terms of integration, or in terms of system. All can be done via single solution for your multiple problem statement. And this is another reason why Playwright is becoming very powerful, because you do not require to use too many tools or too many separate libraries just to perform these are the different operations, or do not require to know too many tools. Example, anyone who is working with Selenium, for unit testing we have to use some other third-party library like a NUnit or JUnit or Mockito, right? Playwright has it inbuilt. For API testing, again, if you are using a Java, then you have to use REST assured. If you are using a C#, then you have to use a REST sharp library. If you are using Python, then you have to add a request library. With Playwright, you don't have to do that, because with the language binding, they comes bundled along with the ready-made library for API testing. UI is any weather capability, right? So end to end, that is how they claim that. They are saying developer can use the same, test engineer can do the same thing, right? You don't have to go and learn too many things separately. Clear, everyone? Okay, so yes, single solution for your multiple problem statement, plus they also have a mock services to do, network requests to do, many things you can do it without single hard, or without single third-party library or anything to install. Okay, that is the first thing you guys will like it along the Playwright. Okay, so the only first prerequisite is you require Node.js. Does everyone have a Node.js in your system? Please go to the command prompt and type the command called node space -v and check whether you have a node installed in your system or not. Everyone have? Let me know. Anyone who need help also let me know.
So what version do we need to have?
Hmm?
What version do we need to have?
No, nothing. Version doesn't matter. You should have a Node.js Kavita, that is good enough.
Okay.
Actually, I've installed, but I'm not able to, I've downloaded, but I'm not able to install. So it needs admin access. I got the laptop last week only, so I'll do the setup later.
Sure. Yes, guys, because this is open source, you required permission. I have already sent this request a week back. So everyone should have. Anyone who face problem, post that also. I can help you, but yes, provided you guys should have a permission. Without permission, you can't do it. And it's all company policy, so whoever does not have can wait for that, try to get it, but understand the concept. Okay, second is, guys, we required this IDE VS Code. Okay, so what I want, I already have that everything set up and ready. I want one volunteer from your side to go and share your screen. I'll guide you in your sources. Whoever have access can perform. Whoever does not have access, wait for your laptop. Once you get, then you can maybe continue that. Yes. So whoever has, please go ahead and open the Visual Studio Code. You can see the Visual Studio Code for Venkata's system, right? Venkat, you can close the welcome screen. Okay, and what I want all of you guys to go and create a project. So go to the file menu, everyone. Everyone click on the file menu, click on the open folder. Can you see one option called open folder? Yes. Click on that. Yeah, go to your C drive. It's always good practice to keep your things at the one centralized location. Yes, and create a new folder, Venkat. There is option to create a new folder on the left. New. Give a name called playwright_training. Okay, click on select that, click on select folder. See, this is name of your project. Whatever you want to give, it's all up to you. It's not a mandatory that I have to give because we are part of the training. So we wanted to just give a meaningful naming convention. Let's close the welcome screen. Let's also close the chat. On the right side, you have a chat window. So we'll have a bigger view. Okay, and now go to the next to the run. Can you see the 3 dot? Venkat, next to the run menu. Yes, click on the 3 dot, click on terminal, new terminal. So new terminal will automatically take you to guys your current project. Okay, and this is where we wanted to go and run our command to set up the Playwright. So just for your information, everyone, please go back to your browser, Venkat, open the website called playwright.dev. Everyone open the browser and type the web. This morning we discussed about, right, playwright.dev. Yeah, dev, D-E-V, press enter. Okay, so any information guys you wanted about Playwright, this is the right placeholder. Click on the get started button. This is the documentation, detailed documentation, well-structured document. So Venkat, just scroll down slowly. This is the installation page in the middle, yes. Scroll it. Yeah, this is the command. Just I want you to copy this guy's command. Whoever is following the Windows system, this is the command. Whoever is following the Mac system is the yarn command, right? Go to the terminal, go to the Visual Studio Code, go to the terminal and paste it. Control V, that's okay, you can. So remember guys, this is the only one command you have to remember. You don't even have to remember. Playwright latest, they'll install the latest version, they'll install every other dependent things along with the Playwright. Just that it will give you the instruction, you have to follow that. Press enter.
Just a minute, Vinay. Team who is using customer's laptop, you might already have a Playwright in your machines, correct?
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So please don't do new installation. If you have an existing installation, use that installation for your work. Those who are working on their HCL laptop, I will prefer you to do this activity and the personal laptop. Okay, but those who are customer laptop, stick to the current environment, whatever is there, and be careful what we are doing on customer laptop. So be cognizant of that. Okay. So just for Abhinav.
Yeah, I got it. So
yeah, you understood, correct? So
yeah, I got it.
We have to be careful on customer devices if we are not running something which is not approved, correct? So that's if they have already, because I have validated with them, they already are in the system where they have a Playwright already. So they can use the current version, whatever is there, to practice.
Yes. So in that case, guys, whoever has can definitely, what you can do is, I'll guide you. We'll create one folder and do all our activity inside that, so that will not disturb the customer related project activity. And also before installation, we'll see if something which is not mandatory, we'll not do it, but we'll definitely watch it how we are doing it. Okay. Great.
Sorry. Yeah. Actually, I'm using SCL laptop. So from where I can get the permission for Visual Studio Code and Node.js installation?
That Deepak will help you.
Yeah, HCL laptop, you connect with separately with Kavita or Sumita. They have done this already. They would have worked on it already.
Okay.
Did you attend the earlier meeting? Who was that? Saurav, is it?
Yes.
No, I don't think so. He would have not attended because these three people got added in the last, correct? So maybe because of that.
Yeah, I'll share the document with you.
Today only we joined, I think.
Okay, no problem. I'll share the document with you now.
Thank you.
Okay, so whoever guys have a permission, sort of, I'll come back to you again. Just watch out the steps. It's a self-explanatory, very simple, very easy. Yeah, you can see here guys on Venkat system, TypeScript and JavaScript, I told you right, is not going to play too much important role in your reference. The reason is whether you are using JavaScript or TypeScript, not too much of difference except one, where we have a certain difference between JavaScript and TypeScript, and we'll talk about that, okay? Our journey is going to continue on the TypeScript, so that's what we'll continue. So yes, write things. You have selected already the TypeScript. Press enter. Nothing to change here. Okay. And if you all remember, I told all of you, Playwright comes with a certain inbuilt capability in terms of the file and folder structure. So they always advise you to use that. But in case anyone has some like their own needs, for example, you do not want to go ahead with whatever they are suggesting, I want to create my own, that option is also there. Example, if you see here, where to put your end-to-end test. So Playwright, as a good practice, they are saying let's create one folder by name called test and we'll keep it inside that. Understood? But you want to change it and give a name of the project or something else, even you are allowed to do that. I will go ahead with the default one. Press enter, Venkat. Okay. Next, it is also going to talk about the GitHub action. So I'm sure many people would have heard about the GitHub, Git or GitHub. Anyone wanted to share your ideas? What is the purpose of Git and GitHub?
GitHub is a community, and Git is a kind of a software where we perform our commands to put our project on that repository.
Oh.
So useful during the headless mode, right?
No. It is nothing to do with headless mode and all, guys. That is a separate thing. See, Git and GitHub is nothing but a call, guys, here. In a simple layman language, is your source code management. We call it a SCM. So you want to, end of the day, you want to maintain your source code, right? In a one centralized location. That is where the GitHub comes in the picture. So GitHub is your server, and Git is through which you can push your code from your local system to the server. Okay, so that's what the GitHub. In a simple language, it is going to help you to manage your source code so that you can preserve your data. You're not going to lose any of your information, because end of the day, you're not supposed to keep any of your data into the local system or in your local laptop, because anything happens with your laptop, you are going to lose a lot of data. And that is why most of the company follow the concept of DevOps. One of the process of DevOps is your source code management, and for that the very famous one is Git and GitHub. Perfect. Okay, so right now we don't have, but anytime if you want, you can connect it later as press enter, guys. Okay, so Venkat, go ahead. Okay, now next is, guys, called here install Playwright browser. You remember I told you just now, I explained that no automation tool or library in this world can directly communicate with the browser. They need a middleman who will help them to connect with their language binding and with the browser. And that is what we call as a browser driver in reference of Selenium. In Playwright also same concept. That's what, but it is going to install. It comes along with the Playwright. You don't have to depend upon separate third-party library. It is bundled along with the Playwright. So just press enter, Venkat. And what you will notice that they'll start installing everything. They'll set up everything, and they'll get to create your project structure as per the given guidelines. Okay, so seems like, Venkat, in your system there are certain things are blocked, and that is what it is kind of, I can see some error, but we will see in case. Do one thing, can you go to the left side, you can see a lot of file and folder got created. Can you click on one of the file called package.json? Okay. Can you go and click on the file by name called playwright.config.ts? And your import section is throwing error. They are saying VS Code. Okay. Yeah. You can install that also. This is a plugin of VS Code. You are getting the down one option. Yes. We'll talk about that later. Okay, seems like it's not allowed. You can close that. Okay, can you put the line number 1? There is error message is showing on the top. Put the cursor on the line number 1. Okay, just show the terminal. Let me see what are the error is coming. Yeah, make it a terminal. Scroll it up. So basically, they are not able to install the npx playwright install. Can you try to run this command again? Npx playwright install, only that much command. And let's see one more time. Most of the things are done. Yeah, that is the only command. Yes.
It's the same error from me.
Yeah, you have a certificate error. That's what they are saying. Unable to get issue because your IT team is blocking these things. Okay, can you see one Venkat on the drop down on the middle power cell? Somewhere you are seeing the one middle. Next to the terminal, you can see the ports. Next to the terminal. Next. After the ports, you come right side, you can see one drop down power cell. There you can see one drop down next to the plus button. Click on that. Let's move to the command prompt. And let's run that command, paste it, and try to run from the command prompt. Run it. Okay, no, your system, your Okay, Deepak, did we get all this permission? Did we whitelisted all of them?
Team has raised a request already, but Venkat might not have done. I think we should try with someone, those like Avinash or who has already done it. Venkat, you.
Okay. Anyone is able to install successfully, guys?
Venkat, which machine you are using?
HCL laptop.
HCL.
Okay, so you have raised the whitelisting request, correct? I think so. You guys have done it, no?
Yes, I think previously when I tried to do a practice session, like at that time I took permissions and done it, but don't know why again it is getting an issue. I need to check it again.
So your access was working. Yeah.
Because actually they will give the permission for a few minutes to install this one. Actually, when they are providing the admin access, then only we can do for this. Immediately they will the admin access after installing this. Actually, we need to do this for this.
So once, Avina, yeah. So why not you, if you think that that's how it works, prove it and then see if it works or not. How it works, is it? Immediately in the system you get access, or it takes some time to reflect in your system? Do you know?
It takes time actually. Whenever we raise a request, it will hardly take 24 hours to
It takes 24 hours to reflect in your machine, is it? Is it my line having an issue or their line having an issue? Hello?
For some of the requests, it takes time.
Hello?
You can hear us, Deepak?
I can hear you, Kavita, but I was not able to hear if... Hello?
I'm here, Deepak, I'm here. What I was thinking, or I was under impression, Deepak, that once you do the whitelist, it should be allowed in their system because it should not stop them. But what I am hearing that they have a time box permission. Seems like. Then that will have a challenge, Deepak, because we do not want time box solution. We need a till the training time. They should have a permission.
No, but once you packages are installed, then I don't. If you have a time box also with admin to install this one during that time, if you run, it should work, correct? No, if I'm not wrong. Hello.
Yeah. So I think Deepak, they have a time box permission. Looks like that's what Venkat is trying to. So Venkat, did you install earlier when the IT gave you the permission?
We can give the permission to install the VS Code whenever we raise a request. After that, to copy that package, I will go through that again. If someone have the permission to install, they can share for this time. I will go through. Thing is missed out. I will again.
Yeah, because no. Let's not. I think he will not have. Avinash or the
Installation are completed for him.
Okay. So Avinash, if you have that steps completed, then you don't have to do it again. Is what you are saying?
You don't have to. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Then you can kind of abort it. Close this terminal, kill the terminal. There is a right side. You have a one cross button, not cross button. The delete logo. Can you see that on the terminal right side?
Yes, deleted.
Yeah, just kill the terminal. Okay. Now this whatever the script that you are showing me, right? Maybe left side. Can you go to the folder structure? Next to the search, you can see left side. Next to the search on top, you have a Project Explorer window or icon. Click on that. On the top left side. Avinash, you are able to follow me?
Yes. Which one you are asking? Search you are saying?
So you want to see the menu, on your wherever it says one, right? Yeah.
Actually, I has not shared the screen, Kavita. I think.
That's Avinash's screen only. No, not there. In your menu on your left, slightly left. The Explorer icon on your left. Who's sharing?
I am only sharing.
But your screen is frozen.
I think his network is good. Anyone else who, out of 5, Sakshi, can follow those steps till we reach to that stage, correct, where you can at least start the basic.
Or if you guys do not have a permission, then I am going to share in my system and show you everything. But I don't think so. You guys will be able to do it, experiment it, feel it, experience it. That is only concern.
Only thing. Let's go one by one. I think let's Gyaneshwar share what the level of setup is there. Let's understand till what is it at the level where you're looking, or there's a one certificate only expecting.
No, this npx playwright install, he has to run that. So Gyaneshwar, can you copy that command? It is clearly showing you in your error message. npx playwright install, because they want to browser driver they need to install. Without that, they won't be able to press enter and see whether you have a permission.
And for that,
so this was the error I'm getting.
So you don't have a permission, Ganeshwar?
The certificate error I'm getting still.
Yeah, correct. So you will not be, you have to get the IT permission and get. So let me do one thing. Let me share my system. Let me show you. Try to get these things done, guys, from your end and be ready in case you can be ready by tomorrow. Okay?
Yeah, show that and note down whatever the individual issues are there so that we can get some help here. Okay.
Great.
And Kavita, your personal machine also not sorted out, is it? It will not work. That should work.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay, perfect, guys. So I'm sharing my screen. I hope it is visible for all of you.
Yes.
Okay. So let me tell you, people who are new to this world, right, or doing suppose first time. Okay. What happened is Playwright does not have too many things in terms of installation point of view. But why I was trying to showcase you, because yeah, suppose in future you are going to do it, right? It's very straightforward, simple. Example, if you see here, I have created a project by name called Playwright Training New Version or something like this, and I have installed almost everything inside that, right? When you see my system, you will get little concerned that you have too many things. I have too less, because I have everything done, right? That is what I wanted to showcase to all of you. But anyway, just to make sure that we all are on the same page, okay, what I'll do is I'll walk you through this lab setup, that which you guys are supposed to do it. That is what I asked Deepak earlier, that okay, make sure that everyone's system have, and if you guys get it, great, so that you save your time and will be able to do everything. But I'll just give you the one quick walkthrough, because that will help you to understand why I'm doing that, what is the purpose. And so if you all remember, I told you very clearly, Playwright does not require any third-party library, right? They have mostly what required for Playwright, everything is inbuilt. The moment you install that Playwright command, which is what I was showcasing you guys here, when you go to the get started, and this is called Playwright documentation. So it has a well structured document. It is clearly talking every steps in details. You do not want to go and search anywhere outside this document page, right? So if you see here, they have given the steps. You want to install the latest version. That is the command that we were trying to run. Obviously, it's being an open source. You require a permission in your system. And then they will give you the certain 2 and 3 steps. You need to just follow next. All will be done. It's a self-explanatory. No rocket science. You don't require anything else, right? So that's what I have done. Plus, please remember that. Plus, we need to add some more extra third-party library that is down the line. It is all part and parcel of this entire content that I have shared with all of you, and I wanted to basically showcase this all with the example and things, right? But in case, because of our access permission issue, I wanted all these commands to be run and installed in your system well in advance. That's what the lab setup I have given. So first is this npx playwright, next is CSV, because imagine I have a requirement in my project where I am supposed to read a data from the CSV file, which is called comma separated value. What Playwright says I don't support everyone. I don't support everything. I can't do that, right? Technically, it is impossible to support everything. Some project has a needs about CSV. Then you have to depend upon this command, and this command is nothing but a call. What Playwright is saying, I don't support, but because of the language binding, this is where the language binding comes in the picture, right? So as we are using a Node.js, so this is a Node.js library, which is called npm install CSV. So CSV is nothing to do with Playwright. It's a Node.js. Any language binding you go, they will provide you the library. And this is what I was telling you this morning to all of you. Why people go for language binding? Because language binding have that advantage. every language binding provide you a ready-made library which can help you to make your life easier while doing the testing or while doing the automation or while doing any other work for that sake. Okay, similar way, there is another library. This is again Node.js library, and this will help you to read data from the Excel. So if you want, you have a scenarios where you have to read the data from Excel. The data has been already prepared in Excel and you are supposed to use it in your project on a script. Then you have to have this library, because this is not comes inbuilt along with Playwright. And it's a very valid reason. Playwright do not want to support everything. Playwright only support JSON file, which we call as a JavaScript object notation. And why they are supporting the JSON file? Because that is a default concept of Node.js, and that's why it is by default comes along with whenever you use Playwright with TypeScript or JavaScript. Okay, then Playwright do have an inbuilt report, but those reports are not that user friendly, which you can share with your customer, stakeholder, or any top level of management, right? Because your management, your client may not be interested to see how many test case the test case fails because of this reason or that reason. They are more interested to see when did you execute it, right? On what browser you executed, how many pass, how many fail, all these kind of information, right? And that's why Playwright has built one, right? You can say like very nice third-party library, which does not comes bundled along with the Playwright, because Playwright do not want to sell that as a solution, saying that okay, this is the one good solution, because there are projects I have seen where people will integrate the Allure reporting. Allure is a one famous reporting. So they are giving a choice to user that whatever they are comfortable, they want to use it, they should go ahead. So this is another, you can say like library, which is built for exclusively for Playwright. That's what they call as a Allure, Allure command line and Allure Playwright if you want to use a Playwright. .env, this is another Node.js library. This is basically to hold any kind of common information into your environment. .env file, we call them as is a very famous concept in TypeScript and JavaScript. People generally use to hold all the common configurable items, and that's what we call as a env file. For that we have a library by name called .env, guys. So that again need to be installed in case you want to use okay. And then the Playwright has built their own smart reporter. It is alternative of Allure in case, and this has been recently developed just a month back. So anyone who wanted to use that, that's what they have been given this option. Okay, so these things required. Otherwise, there is one more simple solution that I can provide to all of you, and that is called, once you install all the things, what Playwright will do, they'll automatically create a file and folder structure. So they will create here, you can see here, node modules. They'll create the test folder. They'll create the package.json. See here, and package.json will be holding all kind of library that I have installed, which is whether it's a Playwright, whether it is Allure, whether it is Smart Reporter, whether it is CSV parser, whether it is .env, many things in a simple language, right? And then they'll also create one more file by name called playwright.config.ts file. So anyone has heard about, guys, anyone who has a brief knowledge or ideas about Playwright, what is the purpose of playwright.config file? Anyone who want to share your knowledge?
Everything you can see configured over there. The waiting time, which Explorer view you want to use. Basically, if you want to use parallel, then it will run parallelly.
Correct.
Headless mode you want to run or not. Like this, everything should be configured.
Yes, absolutely, guys. So yes, in a very simple language, this is where Playwright will automatically create your complete structure, ready-made structure, which is configurable. You want, you can change it. And plus, they have given one more file by name called playwright.config.ts. you are using TypeScript, if you are using JavaScript, it's JS. Okay. In this file, generally and you have here the guys option also. If you want to have a bigger view, you can click this toggle, you can click this below tag toggle. So it will go away, and if you want to get it back again, click on this, your Explorer will come back. So you can always use this. And this generally the playwright.config file, we call them as a heart and soul of Playwright. It's like anything, what Kavita mentioned, right point, anything you wanted to change in the Playwright, any configuration related change, come to this file blindly, which we call as a config file, and make all the changes. Okay. For example, if anyone who is interested to know that, let me talk about that, what I am referring to here. So if you, whenever you install that, guys, you will see by default they will have a test directory by name called test. Because I told you, right, Playwright by default give us some standard naming convention, plus they also allow the user to give whatever the name they want. Okay, so here that is a test folder that it will focus here, and if you look at here, you can see under the test folder when you first time install it. Okay, under that you will see only
so here in that this const config we have a variable, so we can define folder structure as well here, right?
See, we can absolutely take and we are going to talk about that also, because what Playwright says that Playwright do not want you to remember such a long command, right? Command or complete config, right? So what they say is that, for example, if you look at my folder structure, under the test, I have created a lot of subfolder. You can see that, right? So example, you can see something called UI test, or you can see something called, I have created one is called nice_GUI test. Imagine I have or API test or something other, right? Any subfolder is like a simple categorization. I have done that, right? So if I wanted to run any script under the nice GUI test, what I'm supposed to do? I just supposed to go and tell to on a config file and say that, okay, hey, let's set up that location, because you are creating everything under the test. So test is your main folder. Under the test, you have a nice GUI test, and now here the Playwright gives you the option whichever you want to run. You have a two choice. So Playwright has a command by name called npx. Everything in Playwright will start with always npx, which we call as a Playwright node package executor, Playwright and test. If you say like this, everything under the nice GUI test folder will run. But I don't want to run everything. I want to run particular script. I have a choice. Okay, we can do that also. So how I'll do it? I'll just suppose this is my script. I'll talk about that, guys. I'll give to all of you also later. So I'll copy this script, and then I'll come and pass here the script name. So this way you are trying to tell them that, hey, please go to that folder location and only run this script. Got it? Everyone? Clear till here? And you can see that it is showing 1 passed. You can also see the 8.8 second. Same script, if you try to run in the Selenium, there is a high chances that it might take 12 to 14 or 15 seconds. And that's what I was telling you this morning. The Playwright is 50% faster than their counterpart by name called Selenium. And that is not because there is a multiple reason. One of the reason is Playwright architecture. I told you this morning Playwright support WebSocket concept. Okay, that is one of the reason behind why Playwright is very fast. And the second reason is because we are using a TypeScript. TypeScript and JavaScript is another reason which makes your things little faster. And I'll talk about that. Okay, I hope till here everyone is clear.
Yeah, so Abhinay, instead of passing the path here, the test file path here, can we do that in the config file, like comment it out and then give a standard command here?
Standard command in the sense the whatever I'm typing it like this here, right?
Yeah, like NPX Playwright test.
Yes. See, we don't advise this. There is a way to do that. We don't advise here. The reason is, see, the purpose here is that you are running the individual test. In the longer run, we don't do that way, right? There is a multiple different ways. See, because if you go and set this in the config file or anywhere, only you are allowed to run only that. I have other test script to run, I can't, right? That's why generally in the config file, we always set the only till folder location. You got it? Because I don't want to always remember this much of path, correct?
Yeah. So in that folder, there are around 10 tests and you want to run only the five tests. So how will you? Okay.
There is option. I'll come back.
Okay.
Everything is there. Yes. Only advice is we don't advise people to force your script name, saying that only go and run this script by putting them, right? Because if you don't do that way, you are blocked. How many times you will be keep coming here, commenting, uncommenting, right? So always advisable choice is, guys, give your path till the folder or subfolder, and under that you go and run the script by just giving the command called npx playwright test and the name of test.
Okay.
Make sense? Everyone clear till here? Okay. So basically the message that what I'm trying to give you guys, that Playwright has one of the very important file which we call as a config file. Okay. Almost people call them as a heart and soul of Playwright. Anything you wanted to do around Playwright, this is the right place. Example, I'll give you one example. Quick. If you go to that file down the line, there is a one section you guys will find it something called, we call as a projects. Okay, what is this projects? This is another beautiful features of Playwright, and that's what you remember I told you. If anyone who is writing a Selenium code, they always remember that in Selenium always your journey start with and end with these two lines. Whoever knows about it. In Selenium, people always write like this. I hope everyone knows this. And then the last line will be always writing is called driver.quit or close. So what is the purpose of this line, guys? What is that we are trying to do anyway?
It launched that Chrome driver because it is Chrome, and later after executing our all test cases, means our one test cases, it quit that browser.
Right. So basically, you remember I told you the Chrome driver is nothing but a call. Is your middleman between your script and your browser, right? So this is what a Chrome driver is doing. And fine. So basically, in a simple and layman language, people call them as we are launching the browser, and then finally we are closing the browser. In a simple layman language, right? Again, this is a bottleneck. This is how Playwright think about it. Playwright says that why should I ask my user to go and launch the browser, close the browser, right? This is a prerequisite for any test. I cannot run any browser-based application without the browser. And once my job is done, I should close that. So first things you will notice in Playwright, Playwright has made these things much simpler, much easier, and it is almost inbuilt capability. When I say inbuilt capability, what I'm trying to say, you don't have to do anything in your code. Example, look at my code here, guys. You can see here, nothing I have written anywhere. Nothing, nowhere you can see that I am launching the browser, I am closing the browser, because that is an inbuilt capability. Okay, another things. If you remember, in Selenium, whenever we write anything, all these things, we always write these things inside the method, like this, public void, and we'll say method name, right? And on top of the method, you guys will go to make it executable, right? In Selenium Java, you have to always write @test. Anyone knows why are we writing @test in Selenium Java? What is the significance and purpose of @test on the top of the method? Okay, so let me tell you guys, because Selenium does not have an inbuilt capability. If you want to run any Selenium program, right, there is only two mechanisms. One is either you go and write a test, so test will understand that, okay, hey, this is annotation, test method, I am supposed to execute it. Or else you have to use the main keyword, right, in Java concept. So you have to have a one main method. Without that, you can't run any Java program, right, guys? So alternative of main is you're using annotation, because annotation comes with lot of ready-made flag, like before test, after test, before method, after method, and many more. That's what people in Selenium use it. Again, as per Playwright, this is an extra bottleneck. Playwright has adopted it. That's what in Playwright you will see. Any of the tests you are writing is always start with the test. Test means it is executable test. So this is more like in Java you call as a method. Here we call them as a function in JavaScript and TypeScript language. Okay? So I've created a function, and function is nothing. Have a set of instructions which we have performed. We'll talk about this also later. But yes, the main pointer that I wanted to highlight, it is have a everything inbuilt, everything flawless, everything available in a single option by going to the playwright.com. For example, I wanted to run this script on all the three browsers. I wanted to run on the Chrome, I wanted to run on the Edge, and I wanted to run on the Safari, which we call as a web. I don't have to go and set up anything here in the script. Unlike Selenium, in Selenium, you have to go and everything set up, write a code, write a if-else condition to run that script against the multiple browsers. In Playwright, you don't require to do all those things. In Playwright, it is very simple. Go to the config file, come to the project section, and you will find it. The Playwright has already provided the browser information. So suppose I mentioned the name Chrome. Similarly, I'll go here. I want to run on the Edge browser. I'll uncomment the Edge. Sorry. Okay. I want to run on the WebKit. Okay. I'll just uncomment that. Right now you can see here I have a three browser mentioned here. Simple. Add, comment, uncomment, however you want. I'll go to here and I'll just go and run the script. You'll notice here that all my scripts, this scripts is going to run on those three browsers one by one. So the first one is your Chrome. Okay, second one is Edge browser. And this is your Safari browser. In other language, you can call them as a WebKit, but actually it's a Safari. Look at here. It's very clearly, it shows three past, and they also have an inbuilt reporting function. Just the command, which is called npx playwright show report. Just open the report, and they'll show you that, hey, you ran your test Orange HRM login against these three browsers. The best part about this, if you go to your code and see here, you will notice one thing. There is nothing that I have mentioned here in my script at all. Not even a single line of things, right? But you can't do this kind of job in Selenium at all. You have to write almost 15 lines of code. Then you have to keep calling those in every method to run against your all the browser, right? It's not that easy in Selenium at all. And this is where we have a benefit in terms of when I'm using a Playwright, right? So one is I can achieve the parallel execution, I can achieve the cross browser with a single just an alternation or modification in my config file, and I'm all good. Imagine one next time scenario that no, I'm not supposed to run against Microsoft Edge or Microsoft WebKit. I'll just come and comment out here. Simple. Yes, whenever you are making any changes, you are supposed to save the file, because if you don't save the file, they will not take the latest one. And that's what in Visual Studio Code we have an option, guys, called go to the file menu and click on the auto save. So auto save is more like a, guys, in case you forget to save, you don't have to bother. They will take it. Okay. Any question, guys, till here? I hope you have a clarity. We are getting it right.
Means not every time we need to comment it out. We can use it via command line, right?
Yeah, there is that also. Command also you can use it.
Oh.
See, when you are going to use command, remember one thing. You have to always remember command, right? That's what I said. Playwright has another beautiful thing is they have given any changes you wanted to do. There are three approach. There 2 approach to 3 approach they have given. Okay. Any change or any demand basis execution. You have a 2-3 way to do it. The best approach is config file. You know why config file? Because suppose once I set in the config file, okay, I don't have to bother about every time remembering the command, or my team members should remember the command. Config file generally advisable to go when your setup functionality or those changes what I'm talking about is common across my team, common across my project, right? Always advisable, guys, to go ahead with the config file. But there are sometimes you will have a situation where Kavita wanted to run on the Chrome, whereas other team member wanted to run on the Safari. Now, how will you deal with that? Even for that, we have another 2-3 options given by Playwright. But what Playwright says that, okay, fine, if you have that situation where you have then you can do is through command line. Okay, I'll show you that also. And third is certain information you can pass through a script as well. And I'll talk about it. That's what I said, certain information, not everything. So yeah, to answer your question, what you said, absolutely, you have a choice. For example, I don't want to go and every time comment, uncomment, for example, of this, right? Because if I do the comment, uncomment, the other team member will get impacted. But my needs is to only run on the Safari browser, or right? I don't want to run on the other 2 browsers. Okay. So if you go to the Playwright documentation, and we call as a command line, you can search for that. Go to the documentation, search for command line. Anything which is possible via command line, Playwright has given everything well documented, well detail oriented, and they have explained also. See how to run the every test, run all the test. This is the command. Run a single test file. That's what we did just now. Run a set of test files. Okay. Run a test at the specific line. Even that choice is you have. Run a test by title. Run a test by headed browser. Headed browser means I'll talk about that. Similar way, run a test for the specific project means a specific browser. So I can go with this choice, -- project. So for example, I'll go here and I'll say -- project, because this is what in the config file, if you see, guys, here, it's your projects. And that's what they are telling it, that hey, please pass this information. Okay. We are calling them is -- project equal to here.
Sorry, Abhinav. So here can we have multiple projects?
Yes, by giving a comma, you can give that.
Means what it will work means, because see inside that do we give any project information and all, or
No.
it is a common?
No. So see here, try to understand the situation. See right now, if I go to my config file, you can see here you have all the three browser enabled: Chrome, Edge, suppose Firefox also, and WebKit, right? Imagine my requirement is I want to run my test case only on Chrome, not on the other browser. Got my point? If I go and comment here the other browser, suppose I have one more option. I can go to the config file and I can comment the all other browser. But if I comment, this will impact the other my team member, because I want to run Chrome, but other of my team member want to run on all the browser, right? That is what Playwright has given you this concept where you can pass your browser information from the command line. So they will go to the project section and they will only run against that browser. That's got my point?
Yes. So project, you mean it is indicating the browser, nothing else?
Yes. Huh? Yes.
I thought means project means like different project.
No.
Sorry.
Project means project is they are referring to the browser. See, they have given that as a name of your one of the configuration file in Playwright config file to refer to the browser. Internally, that is how they have set it everything. Okay. Anything, guys? That's what I was telling you. There is a good amount of choice has been given. Well documented table with every options. Anything you want to try, every option there. Yes, go ahead.
In one generic question. So suppose we have a configuration in our configuration file, right? Which basically overall defines everything for us.
Right.
Now, if I want to override any of those settings in my script, so it will take precedence, right? Like whatever I maybe. Okay.
This is what, see, moment I wrote -- project equal to Chrome. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say here, take this as a priority. Means you go to projects, look at here all the browser, but don't run on everyone, run only on the Chrome, because I am giving you my instruction. Got it?
Right. But if we don't specify anything, it takes the configuration settings, whatever we have defined. Thank you.
See, that is what I said. Config file is more like your master file, right? For your entire project. So if you don't give anything, by default, they'll go for the config, right? For example, see, you remember I was telling you, I can't remember so many commands sometimes, right? And who will type so many commands, right? So it's purely depend upon my reference point is what I can use. For example, I'll give you one more second. Okay, so if I just show you, suppose now I'm going to run my script this. You will notice one thing, my script is running, right? But you are not able to see anything happening in front of you. What is that concept, guys, called?
Headless.
Headless. Yes, we call it a headless. So we have a two mode. We call it a headless mode and headed mode. And someone asks you, what is the purpose of headless mode? Why do we go for headless mode? Anyone have any knowledge?
Because it reduces the timestamp basically. If we use headed mode, it takes time to open the browser and execute it. So it reduces the time if we run our test cases in the headless mode.
So see, it's a market research, guys, and the data says you between the browser and headed or headless, you are going to save a 10% of time. So if I run this script in the 19.6 second it ran, same script if I run in the browser mode, it might take 21 seconds. Got it? So there is a reason behind why people are going for. Now, someone can ask you, when will I go for the headless? See, advisable is headless always use when you want to run your script. That's all. If you are building the script, that time you might be interested to see the things, what is happening in front of you, how the visual representation is happening, right? Because during the execution, no one sits in front of the system and watch the execution, right? I'm not interested in it. Got it? So that's what is the option has been. Another beauty of headless is, imagine now Avinash has 100 script and he has executed it. But same time, he also want to continue doing his coding. He wanted to continue doing his remaining test case automation. And if you run in the headed mode, every time the browser will launch in front of you, right? So it will disturb you. So headless has another benefit. You don't require to run in the headless mode. It is running in background. Multitask, and you can continue doing your other job. Understood? So that's another beauty of the headless mode. Now headless, I can control two ways, through command line, but for command line, everything I have to remember. So imagine right now I'm in the building phase. What I can do is, I can go to the config file and under the use section, you will find it guys one use section, which is basically shared setting for all the projects. Okay, there we have one option guys that you can go and add something called headless. So Playwright has given everything as a key, is a kind of keyword, ready-made keyword for you. You just go and say headless, true or false. So suppose for my entire team member in the project, I want everyone wanted that the browser to be visible. So I'll come and mark it here as a headless false. Because if I do this way, my team member does not require to remember every time to mention that. Just come run the script and they can see that. And suppose I'm going to the final execution mode, that time I'll change it a headless as a true, and then I'll run it. Then it will behave like a headless mode. So the config file is basically guys your master copy. Anything you do there, you don't have to bother. Okay? We'll come back on these things later, failure and all those other aspects. Okay, couple of more things I wanted to talk about guys, and that we call as they have one more great concept, which is again a very tough job in Selenium. Anyone who has worked on that Selenium, this is what we call as so we have a tag by name called guys called a screenshot. Right? And what you have to do is just that now very simple concept here. We'll say a screenshot, colon, and then the single quotes. The moment you add single quotes, right, they're just giving you the option what you want, right? So I have option guys called, many options are there. We have on, we have off, we have only on failure. Many options are there. When you go to that, right, a screenshot, you will find it, okay? Now, the purpose of this, again guys, suppose I want to capture the screenshot for everything. Whether my test case pass, whether my test case fails, whether it skip, whatever it is, I want to capture the screenshot. So I'll mention as all. Generally, people doesn't like to do it for everything. They generally prefer for the failure, right? So that also option is there. We'll talk about that. Now, imagine the same concept you have to build in the Selenium. You have to literally write a 10 to 12 line of code, and then you have to call that into the every method to capture the screenshot. Imagine nothing you have to do it in the Playwright. Nothing. Just come to the config file, enable that concept, and you have a screenshot option available just to showcase you. See here, when I go to this, you can see that nicely they are able to capture the screenshot. They are also giving you the download permission. You can download and attach it and send it to development team or anyone who is interested. Okay.
So will it take screenshot only on failure or?
No, that's what I said. That's what I said. They have a lot of options. Okay. Suppose my requirement is I want to take a screenshot for everything. Pass, fails, I'll mark it as all. Suppose you have a requirement I want to take only the screenshot on failure, then you come and mention here call only on. So you have a lot of tag they have built in. It's like all your if-else logic they have by default built in. These kind of concept in Selenium I have to literally build it. That's what I generally say, that Selenium is making you to build a tool, whereas Playwright is giving you everything ready. Playwright is saying, I don't want my audience to spend the energy to build a tool. I want them to spend their energy to write a script to automate their functionality, automate their application behavior. Rest everything I'll take care.
So Abhinay, if we keep this screenshot as on, will it take screenshot for every step?
Not every step. The reason is, that's what if you see here, generally the screenshot is because, again, similar like any other tools, they have a concept like guys called when you start the execution, when you end. So they'll generally go and take on the end. That's what, if you look at in the result also, when the last line, after the last line, they're taking the screenshot when we are logged in. That's what it is, right? But they have an option to take a screenshot for every step, which I'll show you next. Plus, you remember I told you, in Selenium, people generally goes and use this kind of concept if you wanted to do it. Many people would have used it because as a before test, we also use after test. These are the annotation many people would have heard about, right?
Yeah.
Correct? In Playwright, this is inbuilt again. I told you, right? Playwright launch browser, close browser, many things. Now, capturing the screenshot after the execution, all these things are being built. That's what you'll see in the report here. There is something called before hooks and after hooks. So in before hooks, they will initialize the browser page, that's what they call it. And in after hooks, they will close all of them and they'll also call the screenshot internally. So same concept, if I have to build in Selenium, I have to write a 15 line of code, literally, and then call it inside before method, saying that after every method executed, call the screenshot. You don't have to do all those things in. Okay, got my point, guys? This is what I was telling you in terms of, not only this, they do have a concept called video. Okay. See, video is another tough job in Selenium. You do not have any library, neither the Selenium has an inbuilt capability to capture the video. But this guy has a inbuilt capability. Just go mention that, and again same concept, only on failure, or I don't want a screenshot for video for anything. Then also you have on, off, many things mentioned.
Abhinav, I think screenshots will work only in headed mode, not in headless mode.
No. It works in headless mode as well. I'll show you. See, headless and headed is only for us. Got it? Internal architecture wise, everything is working as it is. Understood? See, I'll go and change. I go and change it here as a headless true, and you will see that it's a still screenshot will be taken. Video will be taken. Everything will be done. It's not like they are going to differentiate it anything. See, the only difference is, see, you are saving the 10% time. Plus, when the execution is going on, meanwhile you can go and do something else. Multitasking, correct? See, my execution is done. I'll go. Look at here. See, I have a screenshot. See, I have a video. I can play the video, all attached with the report. You can't do these things in Selenium. To attach the video screenshot in the report itself, you have to write another 10 line of code. And not only that, they have given the downloaded option. Suppose my developer asks me, can you send me the video? I cannot send the report, but I can download the video, attach it, and send it via mail. Video, a screenshot, everything.
So where do these get stored? For the screenshots and the videos?
Yeah, all these get stored here. They'll automatically create a one folder name by name called test results. You can see here, and they'll maintain it as per the project which script you are running, that project name they'll create, and they'll be keep overwriting it.
Yeah.
See here, they're maintaining everything now.
The local wherever our project is kept, so it will be
Right,
stored.
yeah, by default, Playwright has been set as a test result as your directory under your project. So runtime they'll create, runtime they'll give the name of the whatever script you have given, same name they'll create a folder, under that they'll save all the details.
Okay, so by default, it will create a folder called test results and then place it everything in. Okay.
And it is all configurable. You can configure it also if you want. Okay. For example, suppose we discuss about. Remember, we said one of the best features the Playwright has called network log. Right? Not anyone who provide that, and it's not easy features. This guy has again simple. You have to come here and add say trace on. Trace means I want to capture the network log also. Okay. Now you will see in your report they will also capture the network log. Network log is great features considering the current market demand. And if you go here, see a screenshot is there, video is there, and you also have a trace here, network log. Every detail they'll store it here. If you click on this trace and go here, look at guys. Remember someone asked me, right? So they will also capture the screenshot for every step. See here, every step they'll capture. For every step you have a screenshot. See here left side. So when you launch the page, then you went to enter the username, enter the password. They'll show you line by line what you are doing. See? Not only that, they'll maintain the here log, errors in case there is any error, console output in case, network log, all the API is called.
So that will be captured as an evidence in our result folder. Huh?
Yes, yes. See, not only that, you have a downloadable also. So download, send it as a zip file to developer. This will help them to debug a lot. Understand all. See, nowadays no developer will ask for the screenshot video and all. Why? Because this guy has everything inbuilt. Network log, error message, screenshot, videos. See here. Video downloadable, attachment, everything under the network log. Look at how much effort.
Yeah. And we have a separate reporting as well, right?
As well, correct, absolutely. That's what I was telling you. Look at how much time they have spent, how much logic they have written, how much thought process they have applied. Yeah. And that too everything without writing even single line of code, guys, right? Can we achieve these things in Selenium? Is it possible? Whoever has gone through that? I have worked for 11 years on Selenium. I was doing all this hard work. When first time I saw that, I thought, okay, why I was doing that? That is not my job, right? That is what the tool provides. This is what we were getting all these features in UFT, QTP, test complete, right? You are getting everything free of cost. Okay? Okay.
Yes.
Not only that, guys, there is another things that you will like it about, we call them as a parallel execution. Imagine if I have to do a parallel execution in Selenium, another hardware. First of all, to do a parallel execution, what I am supposed to do in Selenium? Anyone? I have to depend upon test engine. They have a file by name called XML file, right? There I have to go and in XML file I have to prepare which class, which package, right? All these things, all the hard work I have to do. Literally I have to spend a time. If I have to do these things in Playwright, nothing. Playwright says you want to do that. Suppose I want to run my script. parallelly, this script I want to run parallelly on both the browser, WebKit and Pro, parallel. I don't have to do any hard work, just come to the config file, okay, and here you have an option guys called fully parallel true, and there is something called workers. Very similar like workers also in Selenium we have, we call it a thread count. So I'll go and say 2, any number of workers you can give. So I'm saying, just the fully parallel true will not help you. Fully parallel true is basically telling that yes, I want to run parallelly, but how many instances of the browser I want to open? So I said 2, because I have a 2 browser parallelly. I don't want to. So now if I go and run, you will notice one thing. They will parallelly open the 2 browser at a time, because I'm running in the headless, so you can't see that. Let me change the headless to, so that we can watch out. See, the 2 browser at a time. One is Firefox, one is your WebKit. Both are there. Parallelly it is running on that. I have not even written any line of code. Nothing. Done. Thanks to again this Playwright configurable file. So this is guys where I was telling you, like that they have given lot many features which makes Playwright outstanding in current market, being open source, right? Getting such kind of features without any hard work, right? Obviously any customer would like to move that. Why should I stick with the, right now I'll not go ahead with the
sorry Abhinav to interrupt. So Abhinav, actually recently I'm working on Playwright in my project. So at that time I had a question. So let's suppose I have 1000 test cases. So if I provide 1000 test worker, will there any be impact on our RAM, because or it will hang like that?
Absolutely. See, parallel execution is not advisable to do it on the local system. This is just to showcase you I'm showing you, right? See, is your system capable to take the 1000 browser load at a time? Obviously no. Am I capable to lift the 100 kg? Answer is no. Someone is capable, then they can do it, right? So this is not to do it in the local system. It is always advisable to do when you have a virtual lab, right? For example, you have taken some cloud lab, you have a 20-30 license, right? You distribute them. We're talking about that reference. Here, this is just to showcase you that yes, they have a capabilities, right? And imagine you have to build this capability. Can you do it in Selenium? Answer is no, I cannot. I have to build a logic. I have to write a logic. I'm talking about in that reference. Clear? Anyone else, guys? Any questions around this?
So this parallel execution, can it be done for mobile browsers as well?
Yes, absolutely. That is another beauty of Playwright.
You can do everything, like the desktop browser and the mobile browser in parallel.
Correct. Everything. Okay. See, the only thing is your application has to be responsive. You guys would have heard about something called responsive website, right? Anyone has heard about the responsive website?
Yes.
What is the responsive website?
According to your viewport, whatever you increase or decrease, that adjust that particular frame.
Correct. Absolutely. Good. So remember, guys, if your application is, and that is where the same test may not be, you may not run that on the, take example, I just show you one. Suppose this is my e-commerce application. Example, right? Now, right now, this application, you can see it on the laptop view. Laptop is a bigger view, right? So I can see everything in front of me. It is all the menu, sub-menu and everything. Now, same application if I open in the mobile browser, you can't expect them in like that, right? Because mobile is a very small view, so that will get adjusted accordingly. Example, I'll show you. Go to the Chrome browser, right click, inspect element, and there is here something called toggle device toolbar. You guys can see that option. When I click on that, you can see here, right? See, do you notice something? It got changed. So here I have a lot of option Google Chrome will provide you. Imagine I wanted to see my application on the iPad mini. This is the iPad mini view, because iPad mini has a bigger view, so they have all that menu appearing like that. But same thing if I go to the iPhone 12, 14 Pro Max, see, it is coming, because they cannot shrink the whole application, right? So they are adjusting as per that. And here, if I need to get any sub menu, I have to click here. But same thing if I go to laptop view, I don't need, because everything. So yes, you have to also kind of define your script accordingly. You cannot run the same code of laptop browser as it is in the mobile browser, because of the certain changes in their layout, because of the responsive.
We can test only mobile web application, right? Not native and hybrid application.
No, this is not native. This is, we are talking about the mobile browser. In mobile browser also it changed. Just now I showed you, right now. See here. Can you see that the menu comes, all these? So suppose if I am on the laptop browser and I have to click on the electronics, I can directly click, correct? But if I go to the mobile view browser, then first I have to click on this 3 dot, then in that, right? So I have to implement differently, correct? By writing a if-else logic saying that if desktop browser, then do this, else mobile browser do this, right? Or else separately. I hope you are getting my point. That is what is called. See, certain websites are not responsive. Then they do not get adjusted as per the screen size. That's what you called as a viewport, right?
So does it support landscape mode?
Yeah, see, that is not a problem. See, it is nothing to do with Playwright supporting landscape. Playwright support as far as you are able, you got it, able to identify the object, right? How does it matter for them? End of the day, everything is for Playwright is locator, correct now?
Yeah.
So example, if I wanted to just show you, see, I'll go, this is my laptop browser. So I'll just comment my code on the laptop browser. I don't want to run on the laptop browser. And down if you go, they have also given the test against the mobile view. Right? Now imagine I want to run my script against the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and there I want to run on the Chrome browser. Same is. Let's go and see. See, this is what is called mobile view, a smaller view.
Yeah.
See, application got adjusted. Can you see? The dashboard was coming like a. But the same application, if I open in the laptop view, it is a quite bigger view, right? It doesn't get adjusted according to this. See? If I go to this application here, this is called laptop view. See here everything is coming like a menu, sub menu. But in mobile, because view is very small, this will get adjusted like this. The menu will come in. And that's what I was telling you. As it is, you cannot run that. But yes, Playwright has a inbuilt capability to support the mobile browser. It doesn't mean that you cannot do it in Selenium. I know many people say that Playwright has Selenium. No, Playwright Selenium also has. But in Selenium is not a ready-made concept. You have to use a dimension class if you want to achieve the mobile browser. But it is very much possible in Selenium. But I have to do extra hard work. Got my point, guys, everyone?
Yes.
The message is very clear. You have a one heart and soul of your Playwright. The name of that file is called config file. Whatever you wanted to do, make a change in Playwright is all advisable and possible, doable through the config. You do not have a such choice in many modern tools and technologies. Okay, but this guy has built it. Everything's flawless, free of cost, open source, not even required to write a single line of code, and so many remarkable features is unbelievable. If I have to give an explanation somewhere saying that, okay, hey, top 10 reason to choose for Playwright, I have an endless reason, right? And that this is one of the biggest reason why market has started moving towards Playwright, and almost you will see the another couple of months out of 10 requirements, that 9 will be on Playwright. People are migrating the code from Selenium to Playwright. All the new work is starting on Playwright. Because not just because this, they are investing a lot on AI, other new features day by day, right? Making sure that you don't have to go and use so many third-party things and all. Everything is inbuilt, one single solution for your multiple problems. Okay.
Sorry, Abhinav. Okay, I will ask my question at the end actually.
Perfect. No, but you're allowed because whatever I wanted to, because I really wanted all of you to practice these things along with me, to get a hands-on used to, right? So for a day, I'll take a break here. I'll keep it another 5-10 minutes for any kind of question that you have, because we have a lot of concept to go through that. We'll discuss about that, guys. Example, one of the concept you guys all know that. You remember I told you, any automation tool you are going to use, any automation library you are going to use, please remember one thing. Your concept is not going to change. Okay? Your approach is not going to change. Yes, only the change is features. That's all. The much better features, advanced features. No? Example I'll give you, I was giving this layman example to all of you this morning, that yeah, you are moving from Maruti 800 to BMW, and the message is very clear. In Maruti 800, if I have to increase the volume, I have to bend myself while driving, right? To use the knob to increase the volume. But in BMW, I don't have to do anything. I just say increase the volume, or maybe on my steering, I just press one button, it will take a call, it will cut the call, it will increase the volume. It's like a flawless, right? That's exactly Playwright is trying to give. It doesn't mean that Playwright has BMW has a 6-wheel, they have a different steering, nothing else. It's all common feature is common. Yeah. So over to you guys. Yeah, someone was asking something.
Yes. So Abhinav, the first question is, are we going to learn here that TDD, BDD, and data-driven testing? Second, accessibility testing. And the third one is how to compare two images is possible in Playwright or not.
Absolutely.
And fourth one is connecting with the database. And
Yes.
Sixth one, which I'm using, the framework is based on the YML base. So whatever logic they have written behind